Good morning everyone, welcome to another vlog here on the World of Coasters. Today you join me and Louise as we continue our European road trip. We're actually at Heide Park today and tomorrow. I'm only going to be vlogging today. Really excited to get to this park. It's our first international Merlin park, of which there are already two. You've got Heide Park and Gardaland. I'm just excited to get to this park. I've been meaning to come here for a while, but it's in quite an awkward position. I mean, like, even if you fly into Hamburg, it's quite a way, you know, to the park. I suppose you'd go to Hanover as well. It's about 9 hours from the Eurotunnel, but we've broken it up. Yesterday we were at Movie Park Germany. We're staying on site in the Adventure Hotel. There'll be a room tour up at some point, so be sure to keep your eyes open for that. But yeah, really excited to get into the park. We've got 9 coasters to do, including Colossus, which I know you're excited for. Colossus.
I can't wait for that one.
I can't. It's the tallest wooden coaster in the world. I can't wait. Big Bob's successor. I've even got my Wicker Man hoodie on right now.
You've got to get some form of merch.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Maybe not a hoodie, but like something.
But it's one thing that Merlin do really well is merch. There's a small shop in the hotel, which, you know, is wet our whistle. We're like,
yeah.
But park hours today are 10 till 5. 10 till 6, although the ride shut at 5. So after that time, we can just have a browse around the shops, have a walk around. We got dinner on site here at the buffet, because this park is in the middle of nowhere. It's a bit like Alton Towers. There's nothing around here.
We had such a mission last night. Like story time another day, but like that was such a mission getting food here. So.
It really was.
Yeah.
Considering we arrived so late as well, about 11:30. But anyway, join us as we go down to the hotel entrance. And or the hotel park entrance, and going for our first day. Let's go. So this hotel was opened after the Alton Towers Hotel back in England, at Alton Towers, so there's a lot of influence on it. At the front, here's a park map. So excited for today. And then this is the outside area. It is a bit fresh this morning, there's meant to be 19.
Dora ride!
So I'm foolishly braving shorts currently because it does say it's going to be 19 degrees.
I think when the sun comes out you'll be
alright.
right.
Hopefully. I have got my hoodie because it is a bit cold.
And not just any hoodie.
Got my Wicker Man. I don't know what we're going to be going on first, guys. We're just kind of taking this park as is. The great thing of having 2 days is we can take it a bit more chilled. Unlike movie park, there's so much go. Anyway, we're going to go through the windmill and into the park. Let's go. Well, we've entered the park and it looks like a little homage to Amsterdam or that sort of area. I imagine this used to be like a full area of the park until the hotel was put in. But yeah, what are your first impressions, Lou?
It's very cute, giving me a little bit of Efteling vibes, but not 100%, just like fairy tale-esque.
It's a monorail! We've got a drop tower over there, Lou. This one's just a sit-down drop tower though. And we've also got a show right here, which we'll have to watch one day. So there's a pirate show and an acrobat show from what I'm aware. I think I know where we're going to be heading first, because Louise wants to go on it first. I'm not overly fussed, like, I'll do any of the coasters. Like, we've got Crake right nearest the dive coaster. But yeah, we're going to go over to Colossus first, which is the Intamin self-fabricated or prefabricated woody coaster that was built. Self-fabricated, made itself. Prefab wooden coaster, absolutely brilliant. We watched a documentary on it, didn't we? Yes. Absolutely brilliant documentary. I'm really looking forward to getting on it actually, because it's just like the Wicker Man. It opened, I think, the year or so later. Yeah. But yeah, it's very much inspired by the Wicker Man at Alton Towers. Uses all the same thing. I imagine Merlin were like, how can we reuse some of these effects and all that? But yeah, first impressions, this park is very pretty. You would never think this is a Merlin park. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm ripping on Merlin, because Merlin are good, aren't they, Lou? They're not, you know, their theme in the UK.
The Alton Towers Hotel is very good. We stayed there a couple of times. It's very nice.
Yes. And I mean, the new areas they're building, like World of Jumanji, it's on par with this. They've just got to keep doing it. But I've heard from people with reviews on this and other vlogs, they're saying this is Merlin done right. This is when Merlin really show what they can do. Yeah, look, it's Crake. So this is the dive coaster here.
Is that a mouth?
Yeah, it's a Kraken, so it's the back of a boat and a mouth.
Is that a bum?
Don't say that. You come out of this bum at the other side.
Oh.
But very much like Shikra, this one has the splashdown. So you don't get wet. And then we're getting our first full view of Colossus here, which is over the other side of the park. It's the tallest wooden coaster in the world. When it was built, it was the second tallest in the world, but Son of Beast is now gone, and it is the tallest. I think it's around 60 metres, this one, 62 metres. Or no, tell a lie, I think it's just below 200 foot. It's 196 foot, thereabouts. Yeah, there's a great lineup of coasters here, including SLC, which opens tomorrow, Toxic Garden, the reopening. We've got Transylvania that features Flug de Demon, which is Flight of the Demon, a B&M wing coaster. There's a Mack bobsled ride here. There is Big Loop, which is the oldest coaster in the park, which is an aerodynamics looping coaster. We've obviously got Crake behind me and Colossus, which we're heading over to now. I'm probably missing out a few other ones, but they're the major coasters here. And I'm just looking through these trees and seeing an amazing scape of rides. Like, I'm excited to get on some of these rides. Seen this park on TV and in coaster books for so long. So yeah, it's a very pretty park, I'll give it that. I love this in European parks. No barriers, it's how it should be. Like, if you're stupid enough to jump in there, then you deserve to get wet. And here we got Big Loop, which, like I say, is an aerodynamics looping coaster, obviously commissioned by Vekoma. But fun fact, Louise, so this coaster is running Corkscrew's old trains.
How old is Corkscrew?
Corkscrew.
Well, how old would it be?
Oh,
Okay.
Christ. It was opened in 1980.
Oh, Christ.
The trains aren't the original ones, so they would have been... Arrow used to commission Vekoma to come out and do the like building of their materials and all that in Europe. But yeah, they're the newer Vekoma trains. They've still got the old restraints. But yeah, it'd be nice to finally get back on Summer Corkscrew. I haven't been on that since 2000. When did it shut? 2008, I want to say. But I love this. Look how close you can get to this coaster. No fence. Just go out for a swim, touch the roller coaster, get your arm dropped off. We also got the Mack Rise bobsled over there, which apparently is quite a long layout. To go on that later. And behind here, Toxic Garden, which is the refurbished SLC, which I think Louise says she might give a go because it's opening day for this one tomorrow. It's been soft opening. It's been soft opening throughout the week prior to us coming, but tomorrow is the grand opening. We've definitely not taken the most direct route. We've taken a scenic route, haven't we? So here is the Aztec themed area, which actually Colossus used to be in this Aztec theme. There used to be like 4 or 5 flat rides in this area. They've all been ripped out, so you can kind of see where they were meant to be. But they've hedged it up and all that. It's not just fences, which is nice to see. But I can hear the chain for Colossus, which is exciting.
That's a show.
Yeah, they've got quite a few shows. Have a look at that for a backdrop, all those coasters. This is a great thing about new parks, you just kind of walk in and get lost. We're heading towards the coaster, that's all we know. Right, so here we are on the plaza.
We'll show you closer up.
I mean, yeah, we'll have a look at Big Bobbin, as I'm going to call him.
Oh my god, I can see it a little bit.
So yeah, it really gives me vibes from Wicker Man. It's so scary how close the themes are. Obviously with it being Merlin, it makes sense. Got a test seat outside for Colossus, so it's up next. I imagine it's going to be running a little bit slow this morning. Well, do you want to know one thing? Like, they have done a good job with the theming here, but I'm going to say 1 point to Wicker Man though. Like, it does have the edge on this. Like
I just realised that.
The giant statue does look awesome, but Wicker Man was obviously purpose built. This was a refurb. I still think they've done a good job. I just think the queue's a little bit bland. Have a look at that drop. So we've just come off our first ride on Colossus. We've got a front row on that. Waited about 10 minutes for the front, so it's a bit longer because it was basically a walk on. My God, what a woody! That is brilliant, isn't it, Lou? Oh, we were both saying it's so smooth. It didn't feel like a wooden coaster because it was so smooth. We're just going through the merch shop now, and I said to Louise, they got this really awesome looking hoodie. These coats are regatta ones. They do the same ones for the Wicker Man, so €60 for the Colossus version. I do like this actually. I was looking at the Wicker Man version of that, but yeah, the hoodie I've got my eye on is over here. This black one here, which is €50, and I do like that. I wonder if we get annual pass discount here because we do have our Merlin passes, but I'm not sure. But actually, I really like this one. This one's cool. So yeah, when it comes to merch, they've got a lot more in the way of clothing available. And I don't know about you, Lou, but the clothing looks a lot higher quality. I know Merlin in England has changed theirs a lot, but like even this hoodie, that's a nice hoodie there. Again, you're paying €50 for it. The one I was looking at, the zip-up hoodie, was €70, but I'm more than tempted to buy that because it does look really nice. Yeah, we got all clothing and the general merch here, which we've got the same fridge magnets you can get at Alton Towers. And oh, I like this one, a nice panoramic one of the whole park. Merlin staples like your trophies and your resins of Colossus. Pretty cool.
This one's cool.
I know, I was just looking at that one up here. Might have to get him.
I love that one.
If there was one thing we said when we came to this park was Merlin are really good at merch. Even in England they're really good at merch, so we were worried that we were going to spend a lot here. I've seen the hoodie, I'm going to get that hoodie though. And I think, how much is the resin?
$16.95 or something?
We should give that a bash. I really like that. And it's like a good quality, got a heavy base to it. But yeah, very impressed with that great coaster. So yeah, all this out here looks very familiar to the Village of the Beyond back in England. But yeah, because it's a refurbished area, it feels much more spacious. You can't get as close to the giant here, which I have affectionately named Big Bobbin, because we have Big Bob back in the UK, and I just thought I'd put a bit of a German tang on it. But yeah, it's a very impressive statue, very similar to Big Bob back in the UK, the Wicker Man. Which one do you prefer though?
Well, all the effects seem to be working on that.
Yeah,
so
that's the
I'd
thing.
say
But
that looks more menacing, whereas Big Bob looks very stern.
Yes,
godlike.
This one doesn't have the flame effects on the shoulders running all the time. It just has a fire pop when it comes through, which I'll get a shot of now. We're leaving the area of Colossus now. Again, what an excellent coaster that was. And one thing you really can't see when you're not on the ride is the element where the track appears to be ripped off by the monster. When you stand over at the side, it's really obvious that it's not a real bit of track, but when you're on the coaster on the front row,
it's illusion. The
illusion holds until the very last second. It's quite incredible. Just over here we've got a clone of Rita, which I believe we're going on next. This is Desert Race. It is an exact clone of Rita. A slight different change to the last bit. There's a little airtime here at the end, apparently. But yeah, I think that's up next. So as ride offerings go here, there is a big mix. You've obviously got the 9 coasters around the park. Looks like there's a little powered mine train coaster in here.
Wow.
So yeah, we also got 2 monorails here, a larger one and a smaller one. One that's a bit more local to Peppa Pig World and all that. Yes. But yeah, you've got Desert Race here, which, like I say, it is a clone of Rita Queen of Speed, or Rita as it's called now, from Alton Towers.
She's been downgraded, okay?
She has. She was the Queen of Speed, and then they were like, nah, it's only 60 mile an hour. There's
18 years ago.
There's the Mack powered coaster there. I don't know where the entrance to that one is. But yeah, we get on Desert Race next. That's what we like to see, a 0-minute queue. So Express Butler is their fast track here, and it's closed today. Yeah, I like this one. It's got like a bit more, well, I want to say less theming, but more. Like, for example, the operator's booth is this massive helicopter, which that looks really cool. The operator actually sits in a helicopter, and it looks like it's a real helicopter that they've repurposed. So about a 15-minute queue there for Desert Race. It's just like Rita. The only difference is that end piece, because when Rita hits the brake run at the end, it takes all the energy out of the train. It's really slow on the turnarounds. So by just having the brake a little bit shorter, it goes around the corner quicker. It's a bit more banked, and I imagine that increases the throughput quite a lot. But yeah, it's same ride essentially. I'd probably say it's a bit smoother.
Yeah.
But they are only running one train on that, which is a bit of a shame. Anyway, up next we're going to be going on to the Mack Rides runaway train, which is around the other side, just over here. Looks very much like the one that's found at Europa Park, but I don't think it's quite to the same level. It interacts with the Rapids ride, which is just over here. So we're going on that one next. Well, the jungle gyms here are impressive with a lethal slide where it's just like you fall off, you come down the slope
or if
off.
you're a bit of a heavier kid, you just keep on going on.
Or an adult for that matter. But have a look at this skyscape over the lake. They love their white coasters here. But our next ride is off to the left here. We've just got to find the entrance. This looks promising. I see social distancing markers. I'm going to guess and say this, but there's no like glaring sign for it. But I'm liking the like Swiss Alpen theme. Oh yeah, and we're straight in on this one. Be on the next train, so we'll see you afterwards. A really quick walk on there for the Grottenblitz runaway train. Now, that was really inspired by Europa Park's one. I don't know which one came first, but even the station building looks very similar. I don't know whether you remember Europa Park's one very well though.
Of course I do, I love them.
The only thing is, the cave on this one is really unthemed. It was like being back home with Merlin Parks at home.
Some rock thing in
Down
the middle,
low,
but it
that's for the
wasn't
rapids.
It wasn't like lit up or anything, so you couldn't really see.
Yeah, it was for the rapids. It was kind of one of those moments of like, But yeah, great ride nonetheless, and our next coaster done. There is some gorgeous theming in these parks, like proper buildings along here. I love the stalk on top of the building there, in this nest. We've got the entrance for the mountain rafting rapids here, which we'll do later on. I'm not sure how wet you get on it. I don't think you get too wet on it. There's a beer garden up there as well, which is quite nice. So have a drink up there. And then down to our right, we have the How to Train Your Dragon area, with a little boat ride that goes through with little flame effects and everything. I just love this park. It's so well themed. Also got a Zamperla velour like flat ride, which, you know, it's just a cool little attraction. We got one of these in the UK, and like I think they're a good way of getting flying rides into parks. Yeah, we'll have to go on this. I love the monorail. It's literally just going into a train station. You just turn up, and then there's gates. And I think we're not going to be waiting too long, so we'll be coming straight into the station. But one thing I love about this monorail is the switch tracks are right in front here, and the monorails live under the station here. So you've got all these various switch tracks for all their monorails. Yeah, I love this theme along here, all very Alpen and Bavarian themed. So we're off on the monorail. It looks like it's going to have a narration very similar to Alton Towers cable car. And there's actually a learner in the cab at the moment being taught how to drive the monorail. But there's the other monorails all chilling under the station. So sit back and enjoy the monorail. And here we go. This is the tunnel, as Louise was saying. There is rock work just over here, but it's not lit up. There is stuff on there as well.
Oh yeah,
But it's not lit up. The outside wall gives a lot of the imagination. It's just stonework. So yeah, from up here you can see the empty plots here. So there were loads of flat rides here. One there that's gone, they've got one that's standing but not operating, and two more over here that have been removed. But at least they're all fenced off so you can't see them. And look at this, how gorgeous this landscape is. Very pretty. There we've got the Toxic Garden up there, which is in a repaint. The supports used to be green, but now they're purple, and it's got a bit more of a story to it. Like I say, opening day on that is tomorrow.
Entertainment out in
Oldtimer unter den Jugendwahlen. Bei seiner Eröffnung im Jahr 1983 war Big Loop die größte Jugendbahn Europas. Und mit einem Doppelzug.
Looking very much forward to getting on another dive coaster. This is one of 2 dive coasters we're going on this trip. Baron 1898 Efteling is my favourite dive coaster in the world. And then this one, Crake, is a new credit for us. So on one side we've got Lucky Land with a little Vekoma Junior coaster credit there. And over on the other side we've got Peppa Pig Land, which is very reminiscent of the Paultons Park one we're so familiar with in the UK. However, although this one's bigger, I think Paultons has the edge. I definitely think Paultons have done a better job with their Peppa Pig Land, but Merlin hold worldwide rights for Peppa Pig in every country other than the UK because Paultons got there first. Looks like a Mack Rides log flume here, so not a Super Soaker log flume, which is good to see. Same cars you found on Lockers Meet. So a nice monorail ride around the park. That one's the larger of the 2 monorails. Shows you quite a large area of the park actually, doesn't it? Quite nice to wet our whistle on areas we haven't seen yet. But up next we're going into the How to Train Your Dragon area, which I love this theme. Like, I've only seen the first film. I know there's a few.
I don't think I've seen them.
But yeah, I haven't seen them in years. But it's a whole area, looks relatively well themed, but we're going on the little boat ride that seems to be in the middle. So that's the Zamperla Flyer here. You don't want to go on that one.
Whoops.
I could just imagine you on that. You'd be wanting off straight away. So yeah, just a nice little quaint area here. I don't know if it's totally new or repurposed. It looks like they built it from scratch. Got a little like Dumbo-esque ride here. Yeah, that is cool. It looks like you get wet on it though. The ride system is soaked. Yeah, we'll have to give that one a bash in a bit. But yeah, we're going down onto the Dragon Grot, which I think is the Dragon Cave in English. It's just a little boat ride. Very similar system to what Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was at Alton Towers, and also the In the Night Garden ride uses the same system. So let's get in the queue for this one. Love this. The warning signs in this country. It is strictly forbidden to exit the raft and boats during the ride. Violations will be punished with an expensive allowance of €400 and you will have to leave the park. So be naughty and they kick you out of the park and charge you for the privilege.
Glaubten doch tatsächlich, die Drachen seien ihre Feinde.
So here we go on our boat ride. We're the only 2 on this boat, and this is one of the few rides in the park that I can film on, so enjoy.
Kartenbabys geschlüpft.
Oh no, it's Toothless in the cave. Oh, he's angry. So it's the exact same ride system as In the Night Garden.
Sie lässt keinen zu nah an ihre Babys heran.
And like I say, the dungeons at Alton Towers use the same boats as well. Wow! Oh, into the scary cave, Lou. Oh, some eggs from Nemesis Subterra.
Okay, die gute Nachricht lautet, wir haben den Feuergeist gefunden. Und die schlechte, wir haben den Feuergeist gefunden. Das war kein Feuergeist. Ohne Zeit, schau mal, das ist ein Eisgeist. Er stößt Eis aus.
There he is, Toothless. Well, don't get me wrong, it's a pretty simple ride, but you know, I don't think it's bad by no means. Like it's got some really good theming. Like it's lacking animatronics, but I still think it's a good ride nonetheless. Hands on! We've just come into the shop for the area of How to Train Your Dragon. They've got some really cool merch here. I do like these. Plenty of merch available. Playmobil, which I haven't seen in years. I think it's Playmobil.
They do still have Playmobil.
Well, yeah, Playmobil I'm pretty sure is a German
Look at
brand.
this one.
That is cool.
I would have loved that.
Yeah, get all your Toothless merch here. I was just saying the t-shirt looks really cool, Lou. Look at it. I actually really like this design. It looks like Lego Mythica. And that'll set you back $25.95. And these ones were more common. We get these in the UK. They're available at the Shrek Adventure, aren't they? In London. So yeah, this Dumbo-esque ride here is very similar to the one that pops in a pan.
Look.
Where they literally have water dribbling off the ride vehicles and squirting off the side, so you can get quite wet on it. Look at it coming out the back of the paws of that one. That's awesome. You've got to love how welcoming European parks are to dogs and all that. Like, you can bring your dog into these parks, and I mean, you don't see any mess anywhere, do you? Really?
No.
Which is good. It's good to know that people look after the parks. Yeah, it's just a nice thing to be able to bring a dog here. So once again, we got another flat ride that's been removed. I don't really understand this because there's quite a few of removed flat rides where they just have the foundation there. Whether they're going to be using it anytime soon. But coming up next, we're going to be going into Lucky Land, where there is a Vekoma. Yeah, is it themed to Lucky Luke, the cowboy? It's like a Wild West themed area, and they've got this little Vekoma Junior coaster in here, which is a credit. And then you see Peppa Pig Land here. They don't really have anything overly impressive in there. It's very similar to the ride lineup at Portland's Park. But yeah, up next is the Lucky Land roller coaster. I do like this. It's like a little kiddie Wild West Land on a much smaller scale, but some brilliant theming on it. Gotta love some of the naming at these theme parks. The stands, they have very creative names. The Wild Waffle over there. But if you have a look at this Vekoma Junior coaster, any of you who've played Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 will know that Zero Car is the exact same model they use on the Wild West themed version of the Vekoma Junior coaster. So yeah, little kiddie coaster. It's up next, guys. So here we have the log flume here. It's a Mack Rides log flume, so these are generally known for not getting people too wet. In fact, having a look at the riders on board, they look pretty bone dry. There's also a rafting ride off to the side. Do you want to give this one a go, Lou? Looks quite nice.
I don't want to get wet.
The boats are bone dry, Lou. Look at these people. You'll be fun. Oh no, someone's abandoned their giant dog toy. It's very sad. So up next is going to be this rafting ride. They have one of these at Europa Park, don't they, Lou? And they do. It's over by the Mack Rides powered, I think it's Alpenblitz, their runaway train's called. Yeah, but it looks quite nice. You could probably just jump on if you could do a little swim. Yeah, it's up next. I think the station's around the other side, so let's go. I like the use of the old Mack Rides powered like main car, Zero Car. They're just taking it off the tracks and using it for theming on their train station here. So you've got the train station for the train that goes around the park.
I need a photo.
I will take one. So on the walk down, they've got one of these old timers car rides here. Literally just the queue is the train tracks. And you jump on, you guys sit in the front, I'll sit in the back.
No, you're sitting in the front.
I'll sit in the front then. Right, so we're off, and look, it's a right-hand drive car.
Yeah.
So it's like being back home, but I'm sitting in the left. Very scenic along here. Well, have a look at this.
He was enjoying his little break.
I mean, yeah, no one in this area of the park. We did just see a queue time board which showed the queue times. For like the Demon 15 minutes, the drop towers on a 0-minute queue. The longest queue at the moment is Colossus with a 30-minute queue. Yeah, brilliant ride. We will definitely do that before the end of the day. All other coasters are 10 to 5 minutes, or 5 to 10 minutes rather, and everything else is walk on. Like this end of the park is definitely the quietest. And then here is the perimeter fence. You've got the car park just over here. And yeah, what a beautiful scenic little ride. Oh, look at that. Little vintage cars in there. That's really cool. And it's like all themed up like a garden. We're just having a little trundle around in our little motor vehicle. It's always nice to see these old timer cars in a theme park. They just remind me of my childhood. So yeah, the older area of the park is very much garden-esque, isn't it?
Beautiful, I love
it is
it.
gorgeous, like absolutely beautiful. You know, it's very much like, it reminds me very much of Alton Towers at home, but there's a lot more love put into the surrounding areas, like all of the landscaping along here. Yeah, that is our next ride. It's going to be the little river raft ride that goes around the lake. And I think we just board on the left. Yeah, they've got an Intamin swinging ship over here. We'll actually be seeing the largest one of those in the world very soon at the Efteling. Right, so it's time to go on the floss fart.
That's when you wear a thong.
Oh dear, that's far too much information. Alright, so we're straight away on here, and it's just your simple wire pull ride. Just pulls you around the set loop out here. This is so tranquil. It's reminding me very much of the gardens at Alton Towers. The only thing being is they seem to have this sort of level of detail with the landscaping all over the park. And I'm not saying Alton Towers doesn't have landscaping, but there's areas where it's like flowers and then just nothing. You don't see like flower beds really around the general park as much as you do here. Like this area is just so picturesque
and really quiet compared to the rest of the, you know.
I am so this is nearer the entrance. So the entrance is over there. We'll have to look in the main shop tonight. But I think this is what Alton Towers would like to do if they could build rides in their gardens. Obviously, because of the heritage of the castle and all that, they can't build on the green or the gardens area, so it has to be all original. So there's a fun fact if you didn't know that. But yeah, we're just going to enjoy our river raft, and we've got some of the ducks or geese over there having a little swim. Yeah. Well, this is just an absolutely beautiful, peaceful ride. We've decided what we're having for lunch. There is a salad bar in Peppa Pig Land.
Don't be too shocked, guys.
Yeah, I know. It actually looks really good. So you get a choice of chicken, salmon or falafel, and it's like a bowl, a bit like a poke bowl that they did at Fantasia Land. But it's just nice to have a variety of food. There are lots of options here, and it does look better
We've got
than
tomorrow
most.
as well to eat rubbish, don't worry.
Definitely. And we're eating it on site tonight in the buffet restaurant. Yeah, we're coming back towards the station now.
Nice little ride.
It is, it's very nice. And like if it starts to rain or something like that, you are undercover, which is great. Alright, so here we are, Crake. Now the clever thing with this, and to be honest, a lot of these B&M dive coasters, they haven't actually built down into the ground. They've made the drop into a tunnel, which is the theming element, so it looks higher than it actually is. Obviously, Oblivion doesn't look as big because it goes quite the way down into the ground. But yeah, this looks like good fun. It's Craig, it's up next. So there we go, screen back there, the drop tower. It's an Intamin gyro, but unlike the one at Movie Park from the other day, this is a sit-down version, so I don't think Louise would join me on this one. Yeah, have a look. Doesn't run quite as many trains as Oblivion runs. That's one thing Oblivion has over all the others. So I think Oblivion runs like 6 trains. Can do. I think they're running 2 on this one. It's got a 15-minute queue. Yeah, I'm loving the theming. It's all done quite subtly, but yeah, I'm liking it. An old fortress, and there's the end of the queue. Waited a bit longer for Kraken there, it was about 20 minutes. They're only running 2 trains on that at the moment, but a really great dive coaster there. Well, it's the English pronunciation. So it's Crake in German, it's Kraken in English. But yeah, what did you think of that though?
I love that one.
Where are you? There.
Here. I love that one.
It was really good fun. It's a smaller variation. They offer the smaller variation. So Oblivion and like Griffin and Shikra, they're 8 across seating, which is the larger model. However, this is the compact model that offers 6 abreast seating. But it's 3 rows rather than 2. You can get 3 rows on the larger ones, but we were both saying a park like Thorpe Park would benefit greatly from that. Like the problem is with Oblivion.
Oblivion's not like that.
Well, the thing is
I love
that
Oblivion, but why
Oblivion
is it not
was
like
the first dive coaster ever made, so they were experimenting with the technology. Oblivion doesn't even go 100% vertical because of the limitations of the ride vehicles at the time. Now they do go vertical, but yeah, what a great coaster. Did enjoy that. We'll have to do that later on, but for now we're going to go get some lunch, and we're going into Peppa Pig World for lunch, because or Peppa Pig Land, sorry, not World.
The Peppa Pig rides have a 0-minute wait for every single ride.
Well, it's not.
You're not in Portland's Park.
It's definitely the quietest park day, isn't it, so far? Like we've been, let's see, we've done Wallaby Belgium, Phantasialand and Movie Park so far, and it has been getting quieter as the week's gone on.
It's
Sunday.
going to start getting busier though. Because
Yeah, tomorrow's
half-term
Friday.
is from Saturday.
Well, no, it's not half term. It's a bank holiday weekend in the Netherlands and France.
Yeah, but
so-
our half-term, UK half-term starts from Friday.
Yeah, but
afternoon onwards.
how many people really are going to come out here? Well,
Efteling.
I mean, Efteling maybe. But yeah, we're going to go get our salad pot now, which actually looks really nice.
Well, the picture looks nice.
Let's have a look. We'll make a decision when we get over there.
What a beautiful setting in Peppa Pig Land for our lunch. Got some pommes frites and fries to share, just a single portion, and then this ginormous salad bowl, which, to be honest, looks fantastic. I mean, she recommended we get one each, but I honestly, okay, there's 2 bits of salmon in there, but you could easily share that for lunch. We'll let you know how it tastes.
Well, do you know what? If you want a nice lunch here, and I mean like something fresh, something really tasty, yes, it costs a little bit more money. So the base bowl was €9.90, and then you could choose to have chicken, salmon, or falafel on top. Falafel and chicken was €3 a pop. The salmon was $5, and my God, it was worth it. It was lovely, and it was easy to share between 2 people. Now that that's down us, we're going to head over to the other side of the park and do some more rides, aren't we, Lou?
Not before an ice cream.
Not before an ice cream. Louisa spotted an ice cream store and she really wants to visit it. So it's just on the outside of Peppa Pig Land. Louise saw an ice cream and she said, "Oh."
It looks so like rich and like with love.
I mean, it's become a beautiful day now. The sun has come out, and yeah, we've got plenty more to do. So let's go. Right, so we just got our ice cream here. It is €3.50 per ice cream.
Oh my God.
Oh no, I'm dripping as well.
Help.
And one great thing, I asked at the counter, I was like, we got our annual passes, our Merlin passes, and they're obviously UK ones. We got an annual pass discount on these. So hopefully that means annual pass discount on the merch as well. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it though?
Do you need a spoon or something?
No.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I kind of do too. Anyway, going to eat this before it gets all down my fingers because it's melting. Oh my God, it tastes so good.
Today is gonna be the day.
So we got some live music here. Good rendition of Oasis, Wonderwall. What you got to do? It's just nice. It's just on a field over by Kraken.
Here's the way I do about you now.
Right, so we're off on a little monorail adventure.
Oh, the
We're
speed!
sharing a car. It's full up with people. And there's a little boat ride around here which we're going to go on next, and there's the hotel we're staying in. We've got the acrobat show going on down here. I think we're aimed to watch some of the shows tomorrow. Very Hawaii inspired.
Life opens up.
Very reminiscent of the one at West Midlands Safari Park. In fact, I think it's the same style, just a different style of seating on it.
Look at the glittering grass.
It's like glass down there, little stones. Don't tread on that. But here's
like
the
punishment playground.
here's the Battle Galleons rip-off. You can actually see the logo on the back of the boats is the same that is used in Mutiny Bay. Sorry for the shakiness. Oh, but it is warmed up a treat. But yeah, this monorail is much smaller. It just kind of takes you around this garden area where it is much quieter.
This
I was
one.
going to say that's not a song I'm familiar with. It's a German classic, no doubt. They love it. Well, that was a nice, relaxing monorail ride there. A bit shorter, a bit ricketier, but definitely a good little ride. And we're now going over to Captain's Torn, which is, I don't know the ride model of this, but we call it the Dora the Explorer because of the one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's literally one of these circular boat rides that just go round near the hotel. But yeah, it's up next. You looking forward to this one, Lou? I know you love these. If there was a credit count for these, you would definitely have it. Right, so here we go on our next ride.
They've got Heineken beer stickers on there.
Well, it's something to do with Amsterdam because I can see the Netherlands flag. Obviously, we've got the show going on over in the back. So yeah, they've got the show on, the Acrobat show, which means you're going to hear the music throughout this, which it doesn't seem to be copyright, which is good. Yeah, this is just a little relaxing ride.
So relaxing with that crazy music.
Well, yeah, I mean, it would be without the music, but can't see the show from here. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but if you know this park a bit better, maybe correct me. But this area of Amsterdam appears to be like a land, and I imagine it used to have more to it until they built the hotel, and then the courtyard for the hotel has kind of been soaked into the like, hotel side, because there's a fence there, but that looks like it's part of the theme park, and it doesn't match the hotel's theming at all. Obviously you've got the train tracks going through. On the other side of that wall you've got the hotel, and it's kind of partially in there. It's a bit of a mismatch of theming, but it does work. Anyway, this isn't a long boat ride, so we're going to be heading back to the station now. It's literally just around the corner and back in, but what a pleasant little boat ride.
Yeah, with the crazy music.
Yeah. What a pleasant little boat ride there, other than the hard techno music going. It was lovely, wasn't it? Nice flowers everywhere. I get the impression this part of the park is like the gardens area. We're going to be heading over to Ghostbusters 5D now, which is their interactive dark ride. And once we get away from this music, I'll go into a bit more detail about it. So Ghostbusters 5D was actually considered as a replacement for Jewel back in the UK, Lou, would you believe it or not?
I haven't ridden it, so I haven't.
Well, no, but it's like this one is a screen-based interactive dark ride. So if they were to do it with Jewel, I think it would have really been. It just wouldn't have worked, I don't think. Apparently, it was on the plans, and then they decided, no, let's not go down the IP route. Let's go down an original route, which I suppose they don't have to pay for the IP. Anyway, we actually got to find the land, which I believe we go through the western area now, or we can carry on around past the Train of Dragon. Yeah, let's go this way. We get an absolutely gorgeous view over the skyscape of this park here. They used to actually do boat rides out on this lake on a track, and the track is still there. You can see it under the lake when you're on the monorail on certain parts, but sadly it's not in use anymore, because that would be lovely today, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Right, so if I'm reading the map properly, we can actually cut through here rather than going on the ride. Though we will go on the river rapids, as it's become a beautiful day now, nice and sunny. I am loving the look of these rapids. They look like good fun. Guys is here giving a gentle spray all over the camera lens currently. That's refreshing. And yeah, this is like the queue, but it's also a cut through to the other side of the park where wow, look at that tree there with the guys up. It's literally dripping.
Oh, yeah.
The guys are spraying it.
They probably quite like that.
So we don't have the waterfalls on in the towers. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely brilliant. And the great thing is, you don't get very wet from them. It's just like a light spray. You can see these guys on there. They're not wet at all. But that looks like so much fun. So yeah, we've got ectoplasm all over the benches, a shop on the exit, and here is the entrance. Like I say, it's just a screen-based interactive dark ride. Nothing too amazing, but yeah, something different for us to go on. I love the Ecto one. It is based on the newer films by the looks of it. Yeah, we're going straight in. I can't imagine this having long queue. Probably going to be a walk long.
Vergangenheit noch mysteriöser Funde, die ich vor meine zahlreichen Reisen habe.
Well, we only waited 5 to 10 minutes for our ride on Ghostbusters 5D there. I came second. I came first. I can see what people mean though with that one. Like, it's screen based. It's not a terrible ride. The system's all right. It's just there's not much set pieces to, you know, go with the story. Other than that, you don't need to like pull the trigger to shoot. You just press and hold it. So it's kind of like easy to get really high scores. What did you think of it though?
I liked it because I came second.
I mean, it was all right. It wasn't a terrible ride. So we've decided we're actually going to go on the Rapids ride next. We'll just come for a little sit down for a minute, just to bask in the sun.
Nice today.
Yeah, it's very nice. The Rapids, people aren't coming off too wet, so I think it's going to be worth our while going on it.
Oh, that person's low.
Well, yeah, but she probably didn't avoid the Rapids. I mean, I'm wearing shorts. I mean, I'm wearing shorts, so don't bother me. And you're wearing very thin, like, wispy trousers, so they're dry in no time. Afterwards, we're going to go round to Transylvania. I think we will be going past Colossus, so if the queue's not too long for Colossus, give that a bash. But we're in the last 2 hours of ride operations at this park now. So hopefully, I think it would be nice to get on Flight of the Demon and Bobbin. At least those two. That will leave the Toxic Garden and Big Loop for tomorrow. I want to get back on Colossus today if possible. Failing that, we'll do it a couple of times tomorrow. But up next is going to be the Hyde Park Water Rapids.
And now it's time for Bobbin.
Yep, we just come off of the Water Rapids there, and it was good fun, wasn't it?
Really good fun.
You know, it was like...
It was literally like not on par like how it is, but like on par wetness with like Rumble Rapids.
Yeah, maybe Congo River, because Rumble Rapids you like barely get wet at all.
But it's a lot better than that.
It is, like the
Don't get me wrong.
waterfalls just add so much, and actually that's the only area we really got wet at the waterfalls. There were areas where it was just spraying up the sides. Anyway, as Louise just said, we're going to be going over to Transylvania, where there's a little bulk of roller coasters. I think there's 4 we need to get credits for, which is Big Loop, Toxic Garden, which is closed today, although I have seen it testing. I don't know whether there are passengers on board. We're going on Bobbin, which is going to be the Mack Rides bobsled coaster, and then you've got Flug de Demon, which is the B&M wing coaster, which I'd really like to go on. As I do love
Baby
myself
Storm,
on wing coasters.
right?
I don't really know the layout of it, but it's got a similar like starting element. It's just much smaller. There goes the runaway train there. It's just quite a walk around. Like I was going to call it Wicker Man. Colossus is advertising a 10-minute queue. So
that's like my favourite ride.
I mean,
here
it's
so
do
far.
you want
I
to go
love
on
that
it
one.
on the pass through? Like it's currently 15:41, so we've got a little bit of time.
let's do
Do you want to
Bobbin.
do Bobbin first? Okay, so we go over to Bobbin and get Flight of the Demon out of the way, and then come back to Wicker.
Wicker Man.
I will not call it Wicker Man. So as we come over to where the Toxic Garden is, this used to be a SLC called Limit. It's had a refurb this year. The funny thing is they've refurbished it and repainted the supports, not the track, and not changed the ride vehicles to the new vest restraints Vekoma do. I do think they should have changed the trains on this. It just makes it so much better. Like I've ridden one Vekoma SLC with the vest restraints in Energylandia, and El Condor at Wallaby Holland has the vest restraints, and it just makes it a bit more bearable, because although they're not smooth, it takes the head banging out, and that is the worst part with these coasters. As for theming, they have added quite a bit down there. Lots of angry looking plants.
Yeah, I like the ones that you...
Like, it does look like it's been done on a bit of a budget though, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, it was running earlier. I'm not sure if it's running now.
I can hear it.
Yeah, maybe give it a go later. But it's not top of my list, as I'll be here for the opening day tomorrow, see if they do anything special for it. But yeah, we're entering Transylvania now. It's like being back at Chessington. So I love the amount of coasters they've got in this area. Big loop over here. Yeah, again, yeah, it does actually. It looks like it used to be a flat ride there a long time ago. Yeah.
Maybe a long time.
Long time ago. Yeah, we've got Flight of the Demon, Big Loop, Bobbin, which is just gone out of sight, and Toxic Garden, which, yeah, they've added some theming along here. We've got some new trims around the game stalls along here. The bins have all been done. It's yeah, I think it is running. Yeah, there it goes now. It's on the bottom of my list. I'll probably save it for tomorrow. It's just an SLC, and I want to enjoy the nice rides in the sun. So yeah, it does sound much smoother than previous SLCs. It looks like these trains have seen a service, if not brand new. Definitely got new wheels. Yes, like a pesticide spray and things for the Toxic Garden, I guess. Like I say, it's one for another day. We're going to go on Bobbin next, which is a Mack Rides bobsled, as I've already said. And we do like these, don't we? They are good fun. And this one apparently is one of the better ones. My favourite one is in Park Asterix.
Oh yeah, that one's so long.
Yeah, this one's very similar in length. Yeah. Alright, so here we are, Bobbin. Bit of a generic name for a themed ride like this. You would have thought it would be like, I don't know, vampire, given the picture there's vampire there. Yeah, I love the theming around here. This castle theme is done very well. Don't feed the dog, he's got a snotty mouth. Right, so a ride on Bobbin there, basically a walk on, had to wait one cycle for that.
Luke in between my legs, and
No,
I was
you
looking
did not.
after him.
I sit behind you. We sat on the back row of that one. It's a great coaster, I love that. It's really good
Yeah, I
fun.
love that one. Better than the one about
It's nice and long. I'd probably say it's only second best to, what's the one at Parc Asterix in France? I can't even pronounce it. It's like the Trial of Hooray is the translation. It's just sprawled out so much. It has 3 brake sections and then ends on the lift hill, which is a bit strange. And over here we got Flight of the Demon, which they're doing some work down here, but this used to be a second log flume. So you see this circular station Lou down here? There used to be another log flume there. They have 2 log flumes in this park. I'm really loving the theming along here. It's a really authentic, like, to swords level theming, which we don't see much of these days. Obviously, Flight of the Demon is a newer coaster. We've got Scream the Drop Tower over here. I mean, this theming is, like, fair enough it was one building, but it's literally like every building along here. But yeah, I'm loving the theming all along here. It's just really detailed, something that we're really lacking in the UK. Well, I've just come off of Scream, and after a little bit of downtime, it kind of went up and then went about a quarter of the way
I
up.
heard like the sound of it, so I was like, okay, they've stopped. Where are they?
Yeah, so it went up, went about a quarter of the way, and then it stopped and gently came down. And when it gets to about 6 foot, the gondola waits, so I had to drop it from like 6 foot, which is hilarious. But it was because someone had undone the like little seatbelt thing. So I suppose it's just safety. But it's a great drop tower. I think you'd like that, Lou. I think you would really like that drop tower. The view of the park is amazing.
If that was like 150 foot, then yeah.
I don't know the height of that one. I'm about to guess. I said that's at least 250 foot there. But up next is going to be Flight of the Demon, and I think we'll probably have time to go on Big Loop after this, saving Toxic Garden for tomorrow. But yeah, I think this Transylvania area is my favourite in the whole park. It's an absolutely massive zone, and it's got quite a few attractions in it, including this awesome looking wind coaster which is up next. I love the entrance to this queue. We're going down into a crypt, all the menacing text on the walls. Yeah, this just looks like it really almost hugs the ground a little bit. It's quite down low, and it looks like it's got some great theming on it. Wow, we're loving the attention to detail in this queue.
Spooky, scary.
It's nice and cool in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
One thing I have noticed, and I noticed it on the previous ride I went on screen, they actually had some music, or the music for Scream has been used at Thorpe Park during Friday night, so I'm pretty sure I've heard it, but I definitely have heard it somewhere at Thorpe Park, so it's very cool to hear it elsewhere. Anyway, they're doing some work over here, don't know what, new ride or something, but this is all temporary at the moment. It's only advertising a 5-minute queue, this one, so we should be nearly straight on. These are beautiful high cap rides, these wind coasters. So we've just done our ride on Flight of the Demon, and I'm going to say, Lou, I preferred that to the Swarm.
Yeah, I did too.
It was much more forceful.
I want to try that one that's towards the back.
We did front row on that one, on the right wing for the flip side. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one, a great little coaster. But yeah, absolutely loved that, brilliant. Like I say, compared to the Swarm, it's much smaller, but you get much more airtime, and the elements just, they blend together better. Swarm's good, but I personally prefer this one. Well, I have done the big loop. Louise sat it out, and probably for a good reason, because it is like being in a car crash.
I just wanted to say, I wanted to get his opinion before I rode it, because I'm not too great on headbangers.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you've rode
it was nice to just get back on the old corkscrew trains. I don't know why, it's just some sentimental value in being like, I've already ridden this coaster, or these trains. The coaster itself's different. I personally found it like a car crash. Now the problem is, these old Arrow style Vacomas have these horrible straight sections of track. Oh look, you just come down the drop and it's just dead straight. And then 2 inversions. It's because... Yeah, that's not painful, but the thing is you then have this double loop, and the first one's fine, the second one, the intensity, you've got all the blood rushing to your feet, so you kind of have a little grey out here, then you come to, the corkscrews weren't too bad, that was nice to go through the corkscrews again, but yeah, it's rough. I would love to see them do what the Efteling did to Python and get it retracked completely, with some new track, because that one is actually really smooth. So with that one done, I just have one credit that I didn't get, which is Toxic Garden, which we will do tomorrow. Well, I also didn't go in this. They do little tart things, they're called, and they're really nice. Yeah, the only close credit we didn't do, it was running soft openings today, but it's the official opening day tomorrow, so I'll be there for that, no doubt. And I mean, I could technically do it. There's 2 minutes of park operations left, and it's kind of like, now I'd rather run on Colossus after a nice warm day.
I was going to say, it's been going all day.
I think we're going to have to aim for a nearer the back as well. We've got to be quick because it's just about turn 59 and they shut the rides here at 5 o'clock. Right, so Colossus here. I have a feeling he might have closed the queue. No, we're alright, we've just made it. With 1 minute to spare, Lou. 1 minute to spare. I got a little bit of a shock there. I thought that barrier had been pulled across and the ride was closed, but no, it's alright. In fact, the rides could end up staying open a little bit later because of how quiet it is. I love this bamboo queue. You can really tell that it used to have an Aztec theme before. Anyway guys, we'll see you after our final ride on Big Bob. I cannot wait to get this done. Right, so we've just done our final ride of the day there. A ride on Colossus, an absolute brilliant back row ride on that, or one seat from the back. It was really good fun, wasn't it?
I could just ride that all day.
Yeah, it is such a smooth Woody. It doesn't feel like a Woody. We both said it's our favourite wooden coaster out there. Even topping Woden. I loved Woden. And I haven't ridden Woden in a few years, but that coaster is incredible there. Really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to getting back on it tomorrow. Anyway, we actually did a bit of shopping when we came out of the Colossus shop and bought ourselves our first ever resin, which Merlin are really good for their resins, but we really wanted this one.
No,
we don't. It's our first one.
I love this one.
So this was €16.95, which is about, what did I say, £13 thereabouts.
We're going to need to get the Big Bob version now, otherwise
Yeah, we
he's
are.
going to be on his own.
And by the way, it's £13 because we got annual pass discount on all this stuff. So the great thing is you can get 10% off if you show your Merlin annual pass, which is brilliant because we used it on the ice cream earlier. The only thing
we didn't use it on our
because I didn't know, I forgot to ask. But yeah, it is good to know we can use annual passes here and get a little discount, which is nice. It may not be 20%, but it is 10%, which is good. We also got a tote bag because they don't do disposable bags here. The great thing about this one is it actually is donated to Merlin Magic Making, which is the charity Merlin have. Which is really nice. So all the proceeds for those go towards Merlin Magic Making. And anyway, I splashed out and bought myself something really nice, and we'll get it out and show you it. Right, so I splashed out. This was before discount €70, but it's like a really nice thick hoodie.
Is there anything on the back?
Yeah, oh, I don't know actually. Is there?
No.
So we got Colossus down the arm. We got Colossus here. It's nice and subtle, but it's really premium. It's like a wool effect on top, and then all nice and fluffy inside. Obviously got 10% off on that, so it's really good. I think the hoodie cost me about £60 thereabouts with the annual pass discount. So yeah, really good, really happy. They have lots of merch. Like, I could have bought a hoodie. It was about 50 euros.
There was one I liked. It was
nice
like a
ones.
white and black, but it was like over the head.
I saw this and I was just like, I'm having this. I need a new hoodie because mine are like falling to bits. It's really good quality. I'm really chuffed with that. So we're going to head round to the main shop now at the entrance and have a quick look in there, see if there's anything else that we want to grab. I probably won't because I've just spent all my spending money now. But yeah, let's go. So while we're walking down to the shop, what do you think of this part, though?
I love it.
It is. It's really like.
Love it.
I was excited to come here because I saw the ride line up and I was like, it looks good.
I didn't spoil anything but that.
To be honest, like. Neither did I really. I haven't really looked at any POVs. Obviously, you've got the coasters, which, you know, I've probably seen a POV. But yeah, I like the fact that Merlin own this park. Like, again, we always give Merlin a hard time. It's because they're our local parks. We love them, though.
The only thing I want to say is I couldn't understand why the Rapids rides here, you could have cascading like waterfalls and water fountains either side. I don't know. But we can't have it.
I don't know. I think it's just health and safety gone mad in our country. The waterfalls are meant to be turned back on at Congo River Rapids. But yeah, I really love this park. Like, this is exactly what other vloggers have said before me. It's Merlin done right. The theming is excellent. Like, yeah, you still see the areas that, you know, like, oh, it's a Merlin park.
But it's just like a 2-day park.
Oh, definitely. And we're staying on site, so we're here tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to have a full day here before we go off to Wallaby Holland, which will be exciting. That'll be your first visit to that park, and we'll be getting back on, or I'll be getting back on Untamed. Can't wait for that. Yeah, so we're going to head down to the shop now for the last half an hour before they shut the park, and then we'll be back to the hotel where we'll be signing off the vlog. So we're in the entrance plaza now, which is actually an area we haven't been in all day, because coming in the hotel way, you have no need to come over here. We'll have a look in the shop. This is the Heide Park shop, a bit like Towers Trading. It will have absolutely everything that is on sale here. So, bank balance, beware. There's a lot of staple merch, which you can see has just been transferred over.
Like these things.
Yeah, oh yeah, they do them in Alton Towers.
And
the generic mugs. That's pretty cool. I do like these mugs here, little embossed ones with all the lands on them. One thing that we haven't seen all day is the pins. Merlin are renowned for their pins. Got the Rapids ride here. I do like this mug, but
Yeah.
do we need it? Not
Is it
really.
more like, is it practical for our cupboard space?
I mean, it's 16 quid as well, 16 euros as well, so it's quite pricey. One thing's for sure, they have much more in the way of clothing available here. Like, we're catching up with the clothing, but the amount of clothing they have here is just mad. Like, look, it's just clothing as far as the eye can see. Flight of the Demon boxer shorts and Crake boxer shorts, just in case. Also socks, good if you get soaked. I love this, this is nice. Then we've got more Colossus merch here, including Colossus socks, very similar to the Wicker Man ones, and Colossus boxer shorts. Plenty in the way of Colossus merch, but one thing surprising, no pins. Also, a hoodie that Louise really likes, I do like that one, that one's 49 euros. And the great thing is, like I said earlier, we get 10% discount, which is great. They do shorts, trousers.
I like this one as well. This one's a bit more like in
plain.
your face.
I do like the embroidered, it's much better for long lasting. Tracksuit bottoms, it's mad the amount of merch here. So we've got Flight of the Demon stuff here. I have just picked up a fridge magnet, this is a classic. They do these for Thorpe Park, Chessington and Alton Towers, so this will be added to our collection. Shows off all the coasters. And then there are more fridge magnets along here for all the various rides. Do like to have a fridge magnet for the fridge. Like I said, no Colossus pins, but we get the Heide Park Resort one, so I'm going to get myself one of those. Just to go on my pin board, I like to get them, say where we've been.
A badge?
Colossus badge. Oh no, it's got lights on it.
No, I don't.
So all the Ghostbusters merch, and then we've got all the Lego merch along here. So again, get annual pass discount on these. The great thing is, with Legoland being quite close to us, we're able to visit the Lego shop there. So yeah, plenty of option here. It's a good shop actually, isn't it though? Because if that's one thing Alton Towers doesn't have, is they don't do a lot in the way of Lego. Alright, so we got ourselves a Lego minifigures 100th anniversary Disney. Louise wanted this. She wants Sorcerer Mickey. We think we found him.
A lady found it for me, so let's hope this lady's right. Do you want to show what you've got first?
I just got myself a pin badge here to Heide Park Resort, and we bought the fridge magnet that I was talking about. And like I said, the great thing is you get annual pass discount of 10%. But yeah, it's still great to get an annual pass discount.
Help!
Louise is going to open. It's the moment of truth. Have you got it, Lou?
Oh no, I can't open it.
There you
Don't
go.
look.
There we go. $3.99 wasted, or
Oh, I can't even see.
yeah, it is.
Ah,
Sorcerer Mickey. That's really cool. We won't get him out of the bag now.
Yeah, and the
It's at park.
special
Little 100th anniversary plate for it.
Mickey.
really
Oh my god. Yay!
So at least we're happy at the end of the day. Anyway, we're going to go back to the hotel and sign off the vlog. Right guys, so that comes to the end of our vlog now. I have had an excellent day at Heide Park. Really excited to have our second day tomorrow, which I won't be vlogging. I do just like to soak in the atmosphere when we come to these new parks and have a second day. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. If you're in the Hamburg region or Hanover region, definitely come out here. If you're nearby, it's worth the drive.
It's a big park as well.
I would say you want 2 days here. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in our next vlog, which will be Wallaby Holland.
My first time.
Let's go. Bye.